Good morning. This is Morning Coffee. And first of all, I just want to say thank you to so many of you who send me messages and just have encouraged me along the way. I have been missing in action, and whenever I am missing in action, it is probably because most of the time I am caught up in sin. You know, an acronym for sin is self inflicted nonsense. So that's just stuff that's keeping me diverted from being on the path of doing what I know I need to do to keep my spirit flourish. I am a spirit. So it is extremely important that the spirit that I watch the spirit that I feed, because the spirit that you feed is the spirit that will grow. Now on to business. So what I really want to discuss today in Morning Coffee is I want to talk about staying focused, because now that I have been actively participating in my resurrection, and that is meaning that from out of darkness, God allowed some people to breathe some light back into me so that I could get back on the beam. Now, I'm not saying that when we fall down or when we get, diverted or our attention span decreases, from what we need to be spiritually, I'm not saying that we stop functioning as human beings. But the change and the shift and the miracle becomes, what is the function? Check it out. What is the function of my negativity, or what is the function of me being so distracted and involved in this thing that I seem to keep feeding? Use your imagination, whatever habit you have. What is the function of that in my life? So when that becomes real and I really get to the point where it is serving me no purpose, then I am able to surrender quietly. And I am able to invite the presence of a loving God who helps me to understand. And then my eyes start opening up while I'm in the darkness, and I can actually see people, who are living in the light and who have experienced the same path that I have. And because they have, I am now more aware, and I am now more a participant, in becoming and being a resurrected being. I believe when Jesus said, Lazarus, get up, there was way more to it than, see, there's power in our words, and our words become, sometimes you have to, that's why it says speak a word to yourself. Anyway, I'm excited. So very new and exciting things are happening, to everything in life. There is a time and a season. And I used to get so sick of hearing people say, this is my season, this is my season, this is my, oh, it would just make my stomach churn. I would just be like, oh, well, what about your moment? Well, this is my season. For a while in many of my moments, I was caught up in fear of not ever wanting to get a transplant, a kidney transplant. Even when started the process and stopped, right in the very beginning, because I was so caught up in fear. And just, sometimes when you're so caught up in the grip of fear, you will settle. You can be in a relationship right now that you need to be out of, but you're refusing to let go because it's easier to settle. So you think. So years have gone by. 14, 15 years I've been on this thing. And, and yeah, it is helping me to, stay alive. And yeah, it has increased the quality of my life. But I thank God I'm in a new dialysis center, and I miss my old folks over at Kennedy. But I thank God this new place I went to, that's all they're talking about is you need to get a kidney transplant. You need to get a transplant. So finally I just said, you know what? I surrender. If I can put all my negative energy into self-inflicted nonsense, I ought to be able to make a real investment in my own life, my God-given life. So I am on the path, and I am charged, and I'm excited. Another thing that's exciting is I am finally about to send away anyway, to get my exam for this, my LCSW. Okay? That improves my marketability. It also improves me, intellectually, academically. it also puts me in a position to where, I am now, or I will be able to, see people. I've been given the gift of just being a person that can actively listen and actively participate, you know, um, in life, in your life. Which is, I love these morning coffees because people often tell me by, you being transparent, and there's a cost that comes with it, but by you being the way that you're being, it's kind of like helping me to identify. So I thank you for that. But anyway, what I want to share is I'm glad to be on the beam. I have a new spiritual guide in my life. I am excited about the prospects that are about to unfold. This is my season. Now, let's get something right. Whatever your niche is in life, you may not have been born to be famous, rich, and all this stuff, but you may have a niche in whatever that is. Go with it and pour all the passion and compassion that you can, because it's really the gift that you have been endowed with to share with others. So I'm back. I'm back, and I'm going to be now just kind of like video blogging the journey of this, getting a kidney transplant. So it should be real interesting because I'm going to let some of you in on like a whole lot of stuff, But I hope that as we go on the journey, and it won't just be about dialysis, because everything is not about health, my health. Please know that. I have exceeded the definition of what it appears to look like when you have health related issues, sort of like kidney things and all that. Exceeded it. So I don't even live or define myself in that. I don't get off the machine claiming, oh, I'm weak. And even when I'm weak, I'm strong. And I thank God for that. I thank you again, for just being consistent and for being patient with me. I'm excited about sharing this news with you. And I pray that you have a very joyful day, and that no matter what goes on in your life today, that you take a moment, just a small moment, and thank God for the very gift of your breath. This is Morning Coffee. Have a peaceful day.